I'm Marnie, and I've been obsessed with documentaries.
And I'm Chrissy. I haven't, but I'm giving it a go.
We watch so you don't have to. Or maybe you do, and just want a completely fact-free synopsis.
Expect spoilers and tangents.
Because we're not here to educate.
We trade accuracy for entertainment every time.
This is the Gist Project.
Here we go.
We're ready.
It is just blowing and blustery out there.
I asked Angry Elf to please do his blowing of the deck in advance of the recording.
Oh.
Because I heard it a whirring out there.
He's working out there. Yeah.
You know?
He was clearing my spot as I pulled in. So.
How kind.
Yep.
Well, as you can see, the deck has been taken care of, which also I would have said, maybe the wind will do this.
It seems to be doing a good job of blowing snow around.
Yeah, but that means that how would he then have his cigar?
Exactly. So
there's ways we need to
get.
We have priorities, so it's like I must blow certain areas of the snow, even though the wind's doing my job, so that I can enjoy this tobacco.
Yeah,
heated tobacco. Well, all right, Moon. We're here to talk about the Antisocial Network from Netflix.
Yeah,
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So we're around the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your first interaction with the internet.
Gosh, do you ever remember chat rooms?
Oh, yeah.
I had a friend, Jenny, and I can't even remember how you would log on to a chat room or anything like that, but I know she could get us onto chat rooms. And I'm sure we were chatting with 56-year-old men.
Yep.
But we're trying to pretend like we're 18 or something.
Of course.
But I think we must have been 12.
Okay.
And that's I don't have a lot of memories. It came up when we were around middle school, right?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was around 12 to 14.
Yeah.
Is when it would be the time when I would have been exposed.
And I can still hear the login. Yep. And then nobody else could pick up the phone.
Right.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
What about you and your internet?
So, very similar. My friend Ellie and I would log on to the AOL chat rooms.
Okay,
and I remember it was very white and it had blue blocks. I mean, the user interface was, it had a long way to go.
Yeah.
But we were models. We were 20.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we were 20-year-old models and similar, where who knows who we were talking to, who knows what we even said.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget, after one of our day-long sessions, my friend Ellie gets a note from her parents, and we turned it into a song, and it goes a little something like this. And she used to have this little mini guitar, right? So, and she could play 2 chords. So it was it was like, you can't go upstairs this morning. You didn't put the green chair back, so you can't play computer. Yeah. 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 So I'll never forget, we turned that song into it was clearly a note from her parents, you don't get to play chat room anymore. And then coincidentally, they got an $1,100 bill, because if you recall, it was per minute.
That's right.
I mean, and it wasn't at my house. I know that later on I did use the internet in this weird part of our house and looked at things I shouldn't have looked at, but I don't remember the dollar per minute requirement.
I don't.
And it wasn't at my house that it was incurred.
Well, and I didn't really get to go on at my house.
Okay.
My dad controlled that.
Got it.
But at Jenny's, that's where we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chat room galore.
Get on there. Well, and I mean, all right. So not unlike some of our cast of characters who we'll meet regarding Antisocial Network.
We were just like them.
Kind of. I mean, if you think about it, they were young kids who could be totally anonymous.
10 years old, 12 years old. I mean, it's crazy. The stuff they were able to do on a computer versus the stuff I was and still am able to do is mind-boggling. Yep. There's a chasm there.
Yep, there is. We may never cross that chasm.
I don't think I will.
and that's okay.
Yep.
Because there's a culture there.
Yeah.
And we are not a part of it.
No.
Okay, so walk us through. Tell us a little bit about this doc.
Well, this starts in Japan. There was an anonymous bulletin board on the internet where you could just kind of post anonymously, and that was called 2channel. And then you have somebody named Moot, online persona, copies and pastes 2channel to our internet in the United States? Question mark.
Right.
And calls it 4chan. So 4chan is a bulletin board site. You post anonymously. And it's just what these kids know how to do. This documentary takes us through like how it goes from 2chan to 4chan. There's an 8chan in there, and then QAnon and J6.
I mean, it really duck dives and weaves, doesn't it?
Yep.
And what we'll say on the jump for our listeners, users, patients, is there's some wild political leanings we could weave with this episode, but we're not going to. We're gonna stick to the, hey, what is the internet producing and who were the people involved, and we can touch on some of the topics, but other things are left to other podcasts. We'll just say that,
we'll let
right?
them do it.
And they're probably pretty good at it. Okay, I agree with your synopsis. I mean, it's also this weird cultural growth period where these young kids feel like they've found a community.
Yeah.
And this community feels positive until it becomes really, really toxic and is kind of the birth of what we know now to be as social media.
So, and didn't you have some flashbacks to like some of our podcasts we've done, like Storm Area 51 and the party one, Real Project X? So some of that reminded me, these started off as like just shit posting.
Yes.
And I feel like, oh my gosh, that's it? Like you started this as a joke. Like at Storm Area 51, that he started that as a joke. And then it just got bigger and bigger and
became a legitimate party thrown in Las Vegas by a mobster.
Yeah. And that's how I feel this 4chan kind of worked as well.
I agree.
I think that's how the internet works now that we watch more of these.
I know.
I mean, like you notoriously have never ever had Facebook,
right?
And I've taken myself off of it.
Well, I should be clear. I had it for like maybe 6 months.
Okay, but you never.
No. Like it's like I caught on pretty quick that for me personally, at least, it was post thing, and then other people would post things, and there was like this intrinsic force or I don't know, desire and or pull to respond, to be engaged, and it felt like it ate a part of my brain space that I didn't have to spare.
And it does. And I mean, I feel like it did for me too anyway. I guess
right?
I can't definitively say. I do know one mom, and she does a really good job. She sets a Facebook timer of 5 minutes, and that's what she gets during the day.
Okay.
And she's like, yeah, I mean, because there are things where you do look at and you're like, interesting.
Right.
But I thought, well, that was good. But I just took myself off of it because it felt like mindless time suck.
Yes.
And mindless, it did make me angry. There were things that did. And I'm like, oh, well, the more and more documentaries we watch, I think it's supposed to.
It is. And the algorithms are working in that case. I mean, we won't get into like how it can be weaponized against the very people that it's being, that use it. Like, and the internet is a great thing. Yeah. By the way, do you know the inventor of the internet, like, never got paid?
No.
Like there was never any IP. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine?
I'd be a little upset.
Right? And I wonder if he's actually still alive, because it wasn't that long ago. But like, one of the greatest unrecognized assets, I guess.
So when you talk about wasn't that long ago, we're talking, this documentary is like 2003, right? Is when Moot copies downloaded 2channel, copied it, and then created the 4chan.
So I gotta ask. I've got some questions for you because
Yeah.
we can go through this. So yes, Moot, who turns out to be this like boyish, cap, baseball cap, polo shirt, young, clean cut little guy.
Yep.
Do we know if Moot stood for anything? Like what the significance of the name Moot?
No.
Okay. And then Moot ended up developing 4chan, and as it grew, it became malicious.
Yeah.
And then he booted people and booted like sub communities from it. Was that intentional? Like, did he have kind of like a, hey, that's against our values of 4chan? Like, did you get that sense?
I did get that sense.
Okay.
Which is pretty decent for a young man to go, oh yeah, this is a little bit too racist for us.
Racist, anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of
misogynistic, like when they got to Gamergate and the ladies. Yeah.
I mean, there's
a
boggles
lot
the
of
mind
hate out there.
And the hate is weird. It's weird because these are people who just hate behind these fake names and fake aliases.
Yeah.
So it seems like in the first part of this documentary, they focus quite a bit on all of these kind of otherwise outcasts coming together. And no indictment. I was an outcast myself. So like I can imagine had I had more access and intuition in how to use these things, I probably would have loved it there too.
Yeah.
And you also know with kids, they're going to participate in whatever the behavior is, even if it maybe feels like, oh, I wasn't raised to use that kind of language and that seems mean.
But again, if you are anonymous and you're behind a screen and nobody knows, you can do what you want.
Hive mentality.
For the lulz.
That was something I wrote down too.
For
the lulz.
LOL. Yeah.
Yes. There were lots of kind of, I don't know, significant moments or little memes that they started to create. And I think 4chan was the development or the home of where memes started, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it. It does.
So we get Moot, who sets up 4chan. All of these people join. When does 4chan erode? Like what happens?
I don't know, because I don't know that it did. Is it still around? ?
Great.
We could have looked into that and we didn't. All I know is that Moot started to ban more and more, like the Gamergate in 2014.
So in between, they had these anime conventions, which seemed to be like the 4chan festival, where, hey, I'm a member of 4chan.
Yeah.
This is where I can come and be me. And people were dressed in costumes. They took on all kinds of personas, and it was sort of socially acceptable amongst these people. Like, let's be weird.
And at the same time, yes, but at the same time, anonymous somehow comes to be.
Okay. So I've got to take a hard pause here. Are you familiar with anonymous?
As in, I mean,
aside from like the actual word.
I do know what that means.
The Merriam's dictionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. No, not yes, but no.
I feel like you would. Did you ever watch that show, Don't Fuck with Cats?
No.
Okay. No. We may need to do that for this podcast because it's a long one. So I think that there's like either between like 3 to 8 episodes even. It went on a dark path, and it started with people hurting cats online, like, and then posting videos of torture, and it was horrendous. My first interaction or awareness of anonymous is those motherfuckers went after and caught the people doing it.
Really?
So like coming into this,
yeah,
I was under the impression that anonymous was actually this very positive vigilante group.
That's also what I thought.
Right?
I think I watched V for Vigilante, and they use that Guy Fawkes mask.
Yes.
And I do kind of feel like sweet.
Exactly. There's someone out there.
There's somebody
the hackers,
fighting. Yeah.
They're
Yep.
fighting
But
the
they
injustice.
did. They trolled that Hal Turner. I think he was a far right political commentator.
Yeah.
And I can't say it's for justice, but I think this dude was
Oh, he sounded
really
horrible.
disgusting.
Yeah, and he had like a radio show.
Yeah, he's a white supremacist. So anyway, I feel like they hacked into his email.
Yeah.
There was something about an FBI informant. He had to get divorced, I think, and he did go to jail.
He did. So there was like, on one hand, there were these vigilantes who wanted to stop the Hal Turners of the world.
Yeah.
But then they also pivoted, I would say, and used their powers and quote talents for negative purposes, where they hacked police systems,
Yeah.
FBI, where they had really no business trying to get into these systems. And it seems like it was driven by this hive mentality of that there's some sort of conspiracy out there,
Yeah.
that these systems are withholding information from the general public.
And there's that. I guess that still is a giant idea out there.
Well, it sure is, because, I mean, we'll jump ahead a little bit, but QAnon.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's safe to say QAnon has been fully debunked, right?
Yes. Even the Isaac who was on there, Isaac Green.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says he went to school, he was liberal, leaning through school, like he saw some injustices in this world, and he really thought that this QAnon was onto something.
Well, there was Q.
That's right.
There was an anonymous poster who just went by Q.
Yeah.
And then it was like Q_Anon, or QAnon was this alias. And essentially spoiler alert, what QAnon, whoever this person or people were, they just took posts that certain prominent political members or pundits would post, and they would doctor their own posting.
Yeah.
So like if Trump posted something at 12:52, they would post at 12:52 and change his post to 12:59.
Right. They just, yeah.
They messed with the system. So there really was no actual reading of his mind. There was no inside scoop. And to your point earlier, that dude made shit up.
It was all kind of a big shit post.
Yeah. The pizza thing?
I can tell. Pizza, yeah.
The pizza thing, the drinking of blood. What I wrote down here, Moon, in fact, I wanted to ask you about this, obviously, because as somebody who would know, there was some sort of, adrenochrome.
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know, but I think it's like drinking, like when you talk about blood.
Right.
Yeah, like you're going to get, I don't know.
So that isn't an actual thing.
I feel like it's a made up bullshit type deal.
I thought that maybe that was some sort of practice, or adrenochrome is a thing, and then they just took it and bastardized it for this purpose.
Well, that could be.
Okay.
But not that, like medically, not that I really know of or see in my field anyway, but
I mean,
yeah, I think it's just, again, I feel like some people really are had. Like,
yep,
he got you there.
Well, they said like CP stands for child pedophile.
Yeah.
Captain something, and then Chris Pohl. I mean, so like they would just use words and like, or combinations of letters
happening.
I know.
Yeah, that's where I really do get like, what does
this even mean?
So Christopher Poole, who is Moot, he does eventually be like, I'm done with this, and I think he tells people like, go touch grass.
Yes.
And I don't feel like a lot of them have.
No, it didn't look like it. Who was our kind of antagonist / slash protagonist to
Kurt
some degree.
Tamer? Kurt,
Yeah,
that,
Kurt Tamer, where it was
yeah.
like he joined as a kid. I think he participated in some things that he regrets. He owned it.
Foxnet too
Yep.
seemed to be actually quite a few of these people seem to be like,
I was 10.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
10 and I'm reading these things and I'm seeing these posts and I mean, they don't know. Think of 10-year-olds.
I do. I have one.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
And can you imagine if she just like went into some dark room and just started seeing all these memes and this language and
No, I try not to let her, but she
Right.
still does see things, and then yeah.
Well, I mean, it's really easy now because instead of when we were holed up at our friend Nicole and Ellie's houses, Nicole, right?
Jenny.
Sorry, Jenny.
No, that's okay.
So Jenny and Ellie's houses, like there, it's available on this tiny little device, which also allows you access to call your parents,
Right.
or authorities.
Yep.
Shows the
Keeps
geolocation.
you safe.
Right.
Oh, and then you're like, wait, does it though?
I mean, I'm kind of without words.
Yeah,
I'm kind of without words.
I tell her that it's gonna rot your brain, and she says no, not all the time. No, this isn't brain rot, Mom.
Well, in all of her wisdom, I'm sure that but she was 1 + 2 equals 3.
She's really smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to heed her wisdom.
Do you remember like having to do any research project before the internet?
Yeah,
And you'd have
called
to go
books.
get that encyclopedia out and like figure this out. That was hard.
And you had the cards that you had to find in the little
Yes.
Rolodex, and then you'd pull it out, and that was your way to get the book. And then you got the book, and then you had to hand it back in and sign it and stuff.
So there truly are amazing things.
Yes.
That can be had and found on the internet.
And I love AI, for the record. Like, I'm obsessed with AI.
Right. I just feel like maybe we need to be honing our critical brains before we get to have some access here. Because honestly, like, there are things that make me feel really good and things that boil my blood.
Right.
And it's like, where is this coming from? Is it a reputable source? I mean, I think if more people maybe thought, is this out there to make me click, or is this really the truth? And it's gross. There's so much gross stuff out there.
There's gross stuff. It's kind of like the embodiment of 24-hour news on your phone, and curated according to all of the data that you fed into the various systems, maybe knowingly, maybe unknowingly. I mean, so did you ever watch the show? I think it was The Social Dilemma.
I do think I watched that one
with Tristan Harris. Like,
yep,
he
and
was
they're
former
trying to
Facebook.
trying to have an ethical view here,
and he's just running against brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, because all of I think so too, but I mean, I think he's at the point where he's like, look, I'm just trying to make everybody safe, especially kids, right? And look at these 10, 12-year-olds who joined this, who now have kind of regrettable behavior, and I can only imagine if my behavior was caught between the ages of 10 to, I don't know, 42, like, how terrible. But I mean, and this is in forever.
This is recognized too. Like, so by Breitbart and Steve Bannon are two things that they mentioned on this documentary, but that how they kind of recognize, like, oh, here's some, I think they described as rootless white males. And that's quite honestly a lot of the demographic who are on these sites. And then they kind of activated them and funneled them along to click yes for Trump. And and then they did, this is the documentary, but they did go to January 6th.
They sure did.
2021. So when they tried to break into the White House.
Well, I think they did.
They did. Actually. They stormed the Capitol, but they were at, like, somebody asked the participants there, why are you here? And there are different reasons from different online sources depending on who you talk to. They all have a different reason.
Well, and one of the I believe it was a journalist who was kind of recanting his experience there, is my quote, so I'll save it for the end.
Yep.
It's a good one, but you're right. The storming of the Capitol happened because it was essentially incited, right?
Yeah.
Everybody had their own reason to be there, to your point. They go in, they do it. There was a secret place where everybody was posting their
Parlor.
experience, right?
Yep.
And then it was all taken down, but
Kurt Tanner copied it
and made it public.
Yeah.
So here's an example of where, like, hey man, I know I've walked the tightrope of what is good and evil. I guess he kind of redeemed himself.
I think so.
To some people.
I do think so.
To say, actually what you did is so aside from the why, right? So the why aside, why people were doing it, what was done was technically illegal. I don't think anybody argues with that, right?
This is, quite honestly, it was like, oh my God, if Storm Area 51 would have worked, like, this is the same kind of thing.
Yes.
And it's like started
with really high stakes.
But yes, and I feel like this is started by some shit poster in his mom's basement.
Yes.
Like, and we got to this. It's mind-boggling.
So, okay, there's some positive things out of this, and I love what you captured for the terms to know.
Oh,
so yeah. as we're going along and we've had these series of events, tell me some of your favorites.
I do like the concept, and it never happened to me, but of getting rickrolled.
Oh,
and I've never heard of that before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's when you receive like a message and you open it up, and it's Rick Astley never gonna give you up, and I think that is hilarious.
So I happened to be working at a startup when that was kind of like it was either on the hinges. It was around like, I don't know, 2010, 2011. I got rickrolled a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, because it was an internet like startup energy.
I think that is funny.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. And then there was like Guy on a Buffalo, where there was just this ridiculous video of, I gotta send you Guy.
These are things we don't get to do in nursing, you know?
Right, yeah. Right. So like I had Guy on a Buffalo, I got rickrolled. Okay, so for the lulls we talked about,
yep.
That's a phenomenon, which is essentially posting for the LOL. So I'm posting this just so that everybody like gets a laugh. And by the way, when it came back to 4chan, if something was highly rated, it would jump to the top. So that was something that everybody aspired to do with their postings, which I think also had some sort of connotation to how, I don't know, fringe it was, and how maybe it incited a little bit of like, oh, that butthole twinge feeling, right? Yeah. Where it's like, oh God, that's so inappropriate. Lulls.
Put it up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else that you found? Any other terms?
I did like the Japanese, I might say it wrong, but otaku.
Okay.
And that is a Japanese term for adults who have no interest in the trappings of adulthood. I'm like, that could go on a shirt.
It sure could.
Yes.
I sometimes have otaku moments.
I don't, exactly. I have no interest in the trappings of adulthood most of the time.
Even on the best of days.
Yes.
Who wants to pay that mortgage?
Yeah, exactly. Let's budget.
They do. You're right. Sitting down. They took it to next level though. I think it was like,
they have a term for it. I guess we would have, I don't know what we would call it here, but they're like, oh, they're just otaku. Or, I mean, it was like,
right.
Well, that's just them. And I'm like, no,
that's lazy.
That's lazy.
That's lazy. Those are people who need to get out of their parents' basement, get off their ass and get a job.
No interest in the trappings of, nobody does, not even adults. It's like, you just have to do adult things.
We all want to go play.
Yeah.
We all want to like do what, I think that we could really get philosophical here. But hedonism comes to mind, like where you just want to do what brings you pleasure.
Yeah.
Otaku is that weird balance of just lazy, immature behavior combined with, I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah. I don't feel like it.
I mean, exactly. Like that's what adults do. I don't want
Mom,
to.
can you give me pizza rolls?
Totally has its place in the world.
Yeah.
So Moon, we missed a lot on this.
Yeah, because it was a harder one.
There were just a lot. I mean, they did the Occupy
Wall Street.
Wall Street. There were like a bunch of moments in history that kind of mattered, kind of didn't.
I just am amazed that I really, it just all goes back to me to like the shit you can start by just a stupid post online was amazing.
Wouldn't it be great if you could do such a thing for good?
Yeah.
I don't hear about that often.
Not a ton. I mean, although, you know, if you hear about GoFundMe's and all, I mean, that's
True.
for posting for good, I guess, but
I would love to hear, I'd love for us to get a documentary where it's about somebody who does something online.
Yeah.
And some sort of magical, positive movement
changing. Yes.
happens.
Yeah.
Versus storming the Capitol for
Agreed.
insert X number of reasons.
Yeah.
Right?
That's somebody figured that out because we're still trying to do our Instagram.
I mean,
we're still working hard.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
We will. 2026.
Right. We have our goals. Okay. Anything you'd put on a shirt?
Well, yeah, I'd probably just throw back to our Neanderthal lineage and put a picture of them with the quote, "We didn't evolve to be online all the time."
Ooh.
Couple of podcasts in one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. By the way, I would be remiss if I didn't share Anne Hermes' feedback that she wants you to read the Clan of the Cave Bears series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. And she sent me also a text message that made my skin crawl a little bit, where she said that, oh, there was a period of time where my friends and I all wanted the Jayaglu guy to our Isla. And she was referring to some, and I quote, steamy sex scenes.
Oh, I will read that. I will read it.
I think I need to write back and say, Mom, never again.
My mom's most recent text was like, did you guys ever get nominated for a Golden Globe? It's a category now.
Oh,
she let me know Amy Poehler won.
Okay.
I think I didn't quite get there.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karen.
No, and we didn't get a nominee this year.
It could be lost in the mail.
I know. I said you'd think they'd call you, but yeah.
I mean, and we're not that public.
Oh, and
yet.
I have some ODOG news too.
Do you?
I saw on Instagram that somebody on Joe Rogan had watched that documentary, and he was really thrilled to have been featured. And I was like, dude, we got your back.
Yeah. How many times have we featured you?
Exactly. And you're going to call out Joe Rogan?
Right.
Who is that?
I mean, and also I DM'd you. Hi, we are two middle-aged moms who thought your documentary was dope. Check us out.
On our giant podcast.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Come on,
congrats, ODOG, for making the Rogan show.
Yeah. You also made the...
I wonder if that person on Joe Rogan was listening to us first. And
Probably.
then they thought, oh, what is this documentary? And then they watched it and talked about it, but forgot to mention us. Probably.
I would assume you're probably
go with
right.
That.
Yeah. Any other feedback you've received on other episodes lately? I heard nothing on Flush.
No, I guess I haven't either.
I mean,
but again, we got to get better at our internet presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bree did say that she would go with me to go Anus Canal. I did get that feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was positive.
Yeah.
That'll be in the books coming up here. Well, the quote I would put on a shirt is, everyone has their own little different, precious, deranged internet conspiracy.
That's it.
Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
It's so true, because if you think about it and you're sitting there, like I go on absolute fantasy tours regarding European vacations.
Oh man.
You know, like I'll pick some dates, they seem to work, and I go in then I create a Google map, and then all of a sudden I'm buying tickets, and then all of a sudden those dates don't work. Then I'm scrambling.
Where were you most recently going?
Well, most recently it was going to be Cyprus.
Oh, and Patagonia for me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that sounds delightful. Cyprus did become a thing, but now we may have some constraints. So I get to go back on my fantasy tour, which is a good thing and then a bad thing at the same time.
This might happen in your real life.
It might happen.
I guess it might happen in mine, but I'm like, oh, I can't make that work with hockey season.
Right. I mean,
their summer is our winter, and the summer is the best time to go. And, but yes, I do all the researching like that.
Yes. And you sit there and you enjoy. And then I don't know about you, like as much as I love doing it, when I'm done, I'm tired. I do feel tired, even though I've not physically moved. I have like spent mental energy on kind of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it would, if this thing amounted to something, perhaps it would be well spent time. But probably 8 times out of 10, whatever I'm planning is just a fantasy.
And it's good we have the internet for that.
It is.
Could you imagine having to call the airlines?
Well, I have to do that sometimes because I fuck everything
from
up.
Square one.
Right.
And be like, hi, Delta.
Right.
I'm looking at flights to blank. Oh,
right.
Goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
And where's the layover?
Let me write that down. Hey, Sun Country, where are you? No.
Yep. Remember when flights didn't have internet as well?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, no. I still don't even care because I'm reading my book. Crosswords. I like doing crosswords.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is that escape time.
Crochet.
Where
you can bring a tiny little scissors on the plane.
A scissor? You mean like one of those little?
One. No, it's like 3 inches. I bought one in case it turns into a zombie apocalypse on the plane.
Obviously.
I put it with my crochet hooks.
If you can't carry the gangers.
And I know you can't get those big guys on there. They will not allow it.
So that one goes in the bag.
Yep, and you got to make sure you get their eyeball. Otherwise, how are you going to get to their brain?
Right.
Maybe I don't know. Ear.
Okay.
Soft tissue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know that you're unable to crush my skull. You didn't like the thought of that.
I don't.
If I turned into a zombie, that it would be physically hard to crush my skull.
I think
another throwback to an episode from 2025.
Especially a fresh skull.
Yeah.
Freshly turned.
Well, Moon, I don't have much more to say about this.
I don't either.
I mean, the antisocial. So, internet, we really love you. Thank you for all of the positive things.
Fuck.
Like maybe let's mind our P's and Q's,
and
people.
Figure it out.
Right.
Figure it out. If it's too good to be true, do a little bit more research.
Yeah.
Don't just repost this shit.
I know.
Don't
Think about
sign up for storm anything. Area 51, the Capitol, nothing. Don't storm things.
Right. Or show up to a 16-year-old's birthday party when you're a grown-ass man.
Yeah. Figure it out, internet users.
Call the nightmare and figure out whether or not this is a true party.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can do your due diligence. Take it from Moon and Mars and Joe Rogan. We still want to hear from you. And O-Dog, you know how to get a hold of us.
Jeez, we're online never.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to us, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
It sure was a winder. What we'll say, give this one a gander if you're curious about meme generation and the underbelly of I don't know, anonymous, 4chan, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So have at it. Or not.
No, or not. Yeah, that's the gist of it.
That is the gist of it. All right. See you later, Moon.
Bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. You may have picked up on a fact or two.
Or just convinced yourself you did.
Either way, that's the Gist Project. Never educational, but always entertaining.